Today, we're going to talk about the number one side hustle in 2023. And it might not be what you're thinking about. A lot of the times when we think of side hustles, we think about drop shipping. We think about opening up a small business. But one thing that people don't really talk about enough, in my opinion, is this platform right here, YouTube. It's Ahmed again, and welcome back to the TQM, or the Quintessential Millennial channel, where we talk about all things related to millennials, money, and side hustles. But what I want to talk about today, specifically starting a YouTube channel. The number one question I'm probably asked regarding my channel is, Ahmed, how did you get started? And it's honestly really not that hard. All you have to do is create a channel. You go on Google, create a channel for yourself, create a new email, whatever it might be, and pick a topic and a niche. For you, it could be whatever it is that you're passionate about. And the number one thing that you need to make sure you're considering is, again, that passion. Whether you're into crypto and stocks, like I was creating my first channel, or you're into cooking, for goodness sake, whatever it might be, it could be, again, as long as it's something that you are 110% passionate about and willing to continue to create content around it, regardless of the number of views you're getting, the number of likes that you're getting, then that is going to be the right niche for you. And why did I talk about that specifically? Likes and views. One of the biggest things that creators focus on is analytics. We look at it every single day, probably too often, and we're all overly obsessive over these numbers. But what you need to understand is it does not matter at the very beginning how your videos perform. All that matters is you publishing content and creating it. You being a creator at the very beginning is what matters. Quantity over quality, 100%. The next thing that I'm always asked is production. What do you use to make your videos? Look back to the first video that I made on YouTube back in January of 2021. Just look at it.
Hey guys, it's Ahmed, and I know it's been a little while since I've recorded a video, but today I'm coming to you guys with, an idea that I had after talking to some friends and colleagues about, how I can revive my YouTube channel, bring it back to fruition, bring it back to life. But just some quick updates. I actually graduated.
Look at the quality of that video. It was filmed with a $9 camera from China, imported from Amazon, and a microphone and a headset combined as one piece that had really poor audio. Again, but what was I making sure I was doing? Creating content. So again, for production, it is important as you grow your channel, you increase your production. And if you have the money to do it from the get-go, go ahead, invest into it. But things like an iPhone, things like a camera, these are all definitely different pieces of equipment that you can use. And the best part is, again, I mentioned the iPhone. A smartphone works just as well. Look at the audio quality and video quality there versus here. It's pretty close. But again, understand that it does not have to be the most expensive tier 1 things that are available in the market. Going back to the passionate subject and finding your niche. It sounds cliche, and I know you probably heard it time and time again, but regardless of what it is that you're into, understand that YouTube and how the ads work on YouTube, you at some point, as long as you meet the requirements, and that is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you will become monetized. Yes, I understand that per view or per 1,000 views, the amount of revenue that you're making will vary depending on the type of content that you create, but regardless, income will start to generate. For me, I guess I got very lucky not knowing that financial channels are actually the ones that tend to produce the highest RPM and CPM, because advertisers like to put their ads on those specific videos because they feel the audience for that niche are the ones that are going to be spending or have the most money for ad spend. It's sensible, but at the end of the day, as a creator, all that matters, and the theme of this video is just click the record button. In 2021, YouTube by itself as a platform through ad revenue generated $28.8 billion. You heard that right. $28.8 billion US dollars generated in 2021. We're still waiting for 2022 values to come out, but as soon as they do, I'm sure it's going to be a lot more than 2021. So understand that part of that pot of money could be yours as a creator. One of the other things that we need to consider, again, we talked about startup costs being only about, my total cost for this setup that I showed you guys was about $30. It really wasn't that much. An editor, all these things, don't worry about it. that will all fall into place as you start creating content. Now, the other thing that you guys need to also consider is, why is social media so important, especially for us millennials? Well, we consume it. Adobe put out a research study and it looked at the number of hours people consume video content every single week. And on average, per user on the internet, 19 hours per week, just on videos alone by consumers. So understand that if you can help, even with a 5 to 10 minute video weekly, kind of again, fit into that 19 hours of a person's watch time, that will be substantial. So again, getting started, don't worry about production costs, and also finding something that you're extremely passionate about, because it's something. It could be cars, it could be, again, whatever. It does not matter. And lastly, why this all ties in together is, I think what we need to look at is Mr. Beast, Kanye West, and the Kardashians. You're probably wondering, what in the world are you talking about? Why are you mentioning these celebrities? Mr. Beast's Feastables, his chocolates, and Mr. Beast burgers. Let's talk about the chocolates for a moment. The Feastables brand, over $100 million generated across his 2 food brands. If you let that set in and actually settle on your mind for just a moment, you'll understand that the amount of revenue that Feastables made in 2022 was more than Kit Kat, Hershey's, or any of the other major chocolate brands. From where? Is it really the taste? Is it superior to all these other chocolates? Maybe, but more likely than not, it's his social media influence status as a creator. So understand that his influence to push a chocolate bar is probably a lot better than Kit Kat putting a commercial on television like they've been doing for their advertising. Kanye West and the Kardashians. The Kardashian sisters, we're going to talk about Kylie Jenner specifically, her makeup brand. She, as a 20-something-year-old, was able to get into the billionaire club, B as in boy, billionaire club. Why? Because again, we know the Kardashians, they're viral, they're all over the internet. We see them everywhere, but they're advertising every single day. When they're out there, they're doing something. They have a lot of social media influence. And because of that, they've been able to build the empire that they currently have. Kanye West, Yeezys, in my opinion, some of the shoes that he's created are probably the ugliest things that I've ever seen, but it doesn't matter because of his social media influence. So as a creator, you might be chasing something like a YouTube play button. You might be chasing something along the lines of who knows what, views, likes, for whatever, but understand that YouTube also comes with one of the most major and I think most respectable things, and that is the monetization aspect of it and the monetary value. I understand that some people want to do it for clout and all these other purposes, but I want every single person that is watching right now to think about something they're passionate about and consider clicking that record button, because it might be the best decision of your life that will change the entire trajectory moving forward. And why am I so passionate about it? Because I would not be here today recording this exact video if I did not decide to pick up the camera a year and a half ago in my own living room. So again, go ahead, find what it is that you want to do, but I'm very, very excited to hear down in the comment section below what you guys thought of the video and what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you're going to be starting to produce? And let's see where this goes. 2023 is just getting started. Make this the year that you pick up the camera and hit the record button. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smash the like button if you haven't. Consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, everybody, take care.